What's up YouTube? Breakup Brad here, and today I want to cover 6 clues you can look for in your ex's behavior that indicate they want you back. So if you're hoping for a second chance with your ex, but you're not sure how they're feeling about things, keep your eyes peeled for the 6 clues that I'll be talking about in this video. Now first, before you watch any further, if you haven't already, go to breakupbrad.com/quiz and take my free 5-minute quiz. That quiz is going to be your absolute best tool to figure out your chances of getting back together. Again, you can take that free quiz and find out your odds right now at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Now, if you've already taken the quiz, then you're ready to learn about the 6 clues that often indicate that your ex secretly wants you back. So clue number 1, they're postponing anything that requires a commitment to being single. Now, I wanted to start with this clue because it's one that a lot of people haven't considered. Now, when I say your ex is postponing commitments to being single, what I'm talking about are things that usually need to happen after any breakup and that are difficult or embarrassing to undo. So, for example, this could include things like taking your name off their car insurance, agreeing who gets to keep your pet goldfish, backing out of an upcoming wedding or event that you'd already RSVP'd to as a couple, splitting up your shared cell phone plan, changing their Facebook relationship status, anything like that. Basically, here's the deal. If your ex is procrastinating taking care of any of these kinds of loose ends, that can indicate that they're not 100% confident that this breakup is permanent. So they might be trying to keep their options open and make it easy to get back together in the future. And this is especially true when it comes to upcoming events or activities that you had previously committed to attending together. So, if they're still keen to go to a friend's wedding as a couple, even though you're not officially together anymore, that can be a sign that they're still keen to keep you in their life. Now, don't lose hope if your ex has already tied up these loose ends, because that isn't necessarily game over for getting them back. But if they're avoiding or postponing these kinds of things, it's often a sign that they're not certain whether the breakup is going to be permanent. Clue number 2, they're reaching out to you frequently. Look, folks, this one doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. But remember, if your ex was the one who wanted to break up in the first place, then why would they be contacting you frequently? It's usually because they miss you and they still want you in their life. So let's look at 2 hypothetical scenarios you might be facing. In scenario number 1, let's say your ex dumped you 3 weeks ago. He's been contacting you every couple of days since then, even though you've generally been sticking to no contact and avoiding reaching out to him. Even though you've put in 0 effort to initiate contact with him, he's still trying to talk to you regularly. Now in scenario 2, things are a bit different. Let's say you broke up 3 months ago and your ex has contacted you 4 or 5 times since then. And when she does reach out to you, it's always to ask you for a favor or to ask a question about something mundane, like whether you've seen her pink sweater. Now, can you see the huge difference between these 2 scenarios? In situation number 1, it's clear that this kind of, unsolicited, frequent contact from your ex is a great sign for your chances of getting back together. It's only been a few weeks since the breakup, you've been employing no contact, and your ex is still regularly trying to talk to you. On the other hand, in scenario number 2, there's been a bit of contact, but it's always, sort of business-like, and it's never just for friendly conversation or flirting. And even though your ex has reached out a half dozen times since the breakup, that's over a period of 3 months. So if this describes your current situation, then unfortunately this isn't really a good sign. Yes, they've attempted to contact you, but it's not nearly the same kind of positive, unsolicited contact that I described in scenario number 1. All right, and clue number 3, their behavior and attitude towards you has been hot and cold since the breakup. Now, this is something that I've discussed at length in a previous video, so I'll put a link to that in the description below if you want to learn more. But in short, your ex acting hot and cold or sending mixed messages is almost always a good sign. Why? Well, because it means that your ex is struggling internally with the decision to break up. Some days when they're in a good mood and keeping their mind off the breakup, they'll feel like breaking up was the right choice. If you were to send your ex a text when they were in that kind of mood, they might reply with a cold or distant reply, or they might just ignore your message altogether. But other days, when your ex is home alone with plenty of time to think about the breakup, or when they're drunk and lonely at 2 a.m., they'll miss you and they'll question whether dumping you was the right choice. Now, in moments like this, your ex is probably going to text you out of the blue to say that they miss you, or they might, call you and act really flirty, drop sexual innuendos in the conversation. They'll just generally seem to want you around. So why is this a good thing? After all, you probably find it devastating when your ex acts all flirty and friendly one minute, only to ignore you or act cold and rude the next minute? Well, it's a good thing because it means they're not fully over you and they're still emotionally invested in you. This kind of internal conflict is a great sign for your chances of getting them back. And clue number 4, your ex gets jealous when they learn you're dating again, or you're hanging out with friends of the opposite sex. Now, this one doesn't need much explanation, but if your ex shows any kind of jealousy when they find out that you've gone on dates with somebody new, or you're hanging out with friends of the opposite sex, that is definitely a surefire sign that they are not fully over you. Now, the more jealous they become, especially if it seems out of character for them, the stronger a sign that is for your odds of winning them back. In fact, if your ex learns that you've gone on a date with somebody new and they freak out, congratulations, you're probably going to be able to get them back in the very near future. So to sum it up, a jealous ex is an ex that still has strong feelings for you. And clue number 5, your ex is nostalgic about your time together and brings up happy shared memories or inside jokes. Now again, this one's pretty simple. If your ex has brought up some happy memories you shared together, or seems to long for the good old days when you were still together, that means that they miss the feeling of being with you. They have a positive opinion of the times that you shared together, and think of that time as being better than the present. Now, the more obvious and frequent your ex brings up memories or inside jokes with you, the more this becomes a strong clue that they're going to be open to taking you back. And clue number 6, you've taken my free quiz and your score is above 70. So if you've gone to breakupbrad.com/quiz and you've completed my free quiz tool, you're going to be given a score from 0 to 100. Now this score indicates your chances of ever getting back together. If you've scored below 50, that's really bad, and unfortunately it means that you should start thinking about moving on and giving up on your ex. If you scored between 50 and 60, things are bad and it's not looking promising, but there's still a slim chance you may be able to get them back eventually. If you score between 60 and 70, then you still have a chance, but you're not in a great situation, so you'll need to act fast and avoid making any mistakes. With a score between 70 and 80, you're in a relatively strong position. You still have a good chance to get them back, and you can feel optimistic. But of course, it's not guaranteed. And anything above 80 is a terrific score, and it's likely that you and your ex will end up back together sooner than later, assuming that's what you want. So guys, if you haven't already, go take the quiz right now at breakupbrad.com/quiz and see what your score is. In addition to getting a score out of 100, you'll also get specific custom advice and recommendations based on your answers that will help you maximize your chances moving forward. Again, take the quiz now at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Okay folks, that is the 6 clues to look for when you want to know if your ex will take you back. Let's quickly just recap them. Clue number 1, they're postponing anything that requires a commitment to being single. Clue number 2, they're reaching out to you frequently. Clue number 3, their behavior and attitude towards you has been hot and cold since the breakup. Clue number 4, they get jealous when they learn that you're dating again or you're hanging out with friends of the opposite sex. Clue number 5, your ex is nostalgic about your time together and brings up happy shared memories or inside jokes. And finally, clue number 6, you've taken my free quiz and your score is above 70. Now, let me know in the comments if you have any questions or you want my opinion on your situation. I am happy to offer a quick suggestion or a tip to help you guys out. And if you're a spammer using the comment section to promote some garbage product or scam, that's great. I look forward to reporting your comment and banning you. But seriously, leave a comment, guys. Please don't be shy. I love hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching and good luck. I'll talk to you again soon.